Hello there, it's the Archivist from TradingCardArchives.com, and today we're going to look at Disney Lorcana. It's something that has been widely requested. It's a TCG, I guess now with what, 3 or 4 full expansions? It's a pretty big TCG. I don't think it's like a super high value TCG. They're really like printing this one to be for players, I guess. But still, it's a popular TCG, and definitely you see it everywhere. Uh, and there's a lot of like oddities with it. There's like the company that's producing it, Ravensburg. Where are they? They're definitely on the bottom here. This company here, they are kind of trying everything they can to make money from the license, which makes sense, right? That company, what they had to do is they had to probably work with Disney lawyers for like years to get a relationship so that they could have this license to make this game, right? And they probably paid millions and millions and millions of dollars, and there's probably like a massive back end deal where they're losing like, probably 40-50% of all their money is going to Disney, like just default. It's probably some crazy deal like that, right? And so their company is in this position where they have this great license. Everyone loves Disney, but they have to pay a lot of money for that license. So how do you make enough products that you can get enough money back that it becomes profitable for you, right? And just printing a TCG on its own isn't really good enough. Unless it's Magic or Pokemon or something like that, right? But when you're first starting out, printing a TCG is really hard. I mean, go check Kickstarter. Kickstarter's TCG graveyard is, I think, one of the most populated graveyards that exists. There's like millions of dead TCGs that were, super popular on Kickstarter, got released, and then disappeared. Like it's such a common pattern. And it's no fault to the game designers. It's just very hard to support a TCG. But long story, not short at all, the thing that they do, that you can do to try to expand this, is to create board game type products from your cards, right? And so you're already making a TCG game. The cards have, numbers on them and rules and things, and it's kind of designed to be a head-to-head game, which is always fun to play. But you can create a cooperative version of that if you just mess with the rules a little bit. And so that's what this is. This is an official cooperative version of the Disney Lorcana trading card game, where you are going to work together. You can play these solo, right? Like you can play both decks yourself and make all the decisions, or you and a partner can play together to try to beat Ursula. And it's meant to be cooperative, right? You work together to beat Ursula and her minions, right? And then if you win, there's going to be like a special, like a special card in here that you get sort of as the reward, right? Now, I'm sure a lot of people buy this and just open that and just take that card, and that's fine too. But the purpose of this is that it's a game, right? And this is not the first time that's happened. This actually happens quite often. So a lot of people don't know this, but there was before Hearthstone, there was a physical World of Warcraft TCG, and it was kind of an interesting thing. It's hard to find these days, so I can't show it to you. But it was an interesting thing because some of the cards would have like redemptions for in-game items like mounts and stuff, and those cards would be worth thousands of dollars because of their in-game stuff, right? But that TCG had a raid mode, just like the game, right? Where you could play with, multiple people against a raid boss, and they actually published many official raid boss decks that you could play against, and it was sort of like this solo engine to play their game. And I want to show you another one because, again, this is just something like as you can tell, I'm kind of fascinated with this area. In fact, I work very hard on designing a single player version of the Star Wars CCG game, a TCG game, and that game is very well supported online. It has over 3,000 cards to build decks from, totally free to play. I can put a link in the description. I built a full 3D client for it, so you can play it with a modern client that looks just like Magic the Gathering Arena. It looks exactly like that. All 3D, special effects, laser blasts, all kinds of stuff like that. You can cut cards in half with lightsabers. It's very, very cool, right? And it has a single player mode where you can play against a bot, But it's not just a bot. The bot is playing a meta game with you. He's playing a game called Astrogation, where he's trying to optimize a route through hyperspace. And the cards that you play help him optimize that route or not. And so the bot is like constantly talking to you about this meta game that he's playing. It's kind of a cool thing, right? And so I'm fascinated by this concept. And so I want to show you another one that is, I think, one of the coolest that was ever made for any game, and is unfortunately just kind of like lost to time, although you can find these somewhere. But there are 3 of these decks. So during the Nyx era of Magic the Gathering, Nyx and the 2 that came before it, they released these, what did they call these? Championship deck? Challenge decks. Challenge decks. That's what they're called. Magic the Gathering challenge decks. And you would just get this deck, and it would have this rule sheet in it with some special rules so to change the way you play and how you build your deck. And then you flip cards from this deck, and the cards either have events that cause you to lose cards or have to do things, or they are enemies that you have to fight, right? And you can team up with other player and play this like a 2-headed giant style Magic the Gathering against this deck. And it's honestly kind of a fun thing to do and pretty challenging to build decks that can beat these things. These challenge decks had multiple levels of difficulty. This one we're going to look at today does too. So those were the official ones, but that concept has lived on, and it is called Horde Magic. And so there's actually a website, hordemagic.com, and if you've never heard of this, it's a completely insane thing. But basically there is a cooperative or solo version of Magic, and there are tons of decks that you can get. And so, like, there's all these different ones here, and they're based on EDH things. So, like, this is the Doctor Who EDH deck, and you can basically, you know, play against that deck, right, with your own cards. It's such a cool system. And then there's these kind of custom rules here again, and you can sort of see what the deck here looks like. These are actually really hard. I've printed a few of these and tried to play them. They're quite difficult. Anyway, I just wanted to show you that, because if you've never thought of playing something like Magic the Gathering solo, you can, and it's actually really fun. Yeah, so we're going to open this today. But the thing is, this is sort of a prearranged set. There's no packs to open in here or anything like that. So I wanted to open some cards ahead of time so that we could still see some, you know, trading cards, because this is a trading card archives. I don't want to turn it into a TCG archives. But at the same time, you know, I did want to I want to show this off. And so we're going to open up some of these. These are the official Disney cards from Card.Fun. And this one here is actually pretty special. So this is Piglet on an SSP. This is a very high rarity card. That clock in it is sort of like a rotating PVC piece. And so, yeah, that is... This card here could be worth, I don't know how much, but could be worth quite a lot. It's not a booklet though, is it? I don't think it's actually a booklet. No, it just kind of like has this thing inside of it. Yeah. Wild. I'll have to go check the flyer later, because I don't, it's not numbered, so it's not like the highest rarity, but that is like one of the top rarities in that set. And this is their Lunar New Year set for 2025. Oh, we got a CR of Donald Duck. Beautiful card. Oh, we actually got a bunch. Okay, so yeah, so that was so rare that we only got the 2 cards in the pack. I forgot about that. And yeah, there's supposed to be 4 cards in a pack, but because that one was so rare, we only got the 2 there. Here's Judy again. We got 2 Judy hops. So there you go. That is definitely the star here. In fact, I will kind of put that over here with my favorite cards, because that will probably become a favorite card at some point today. If I didn't, I'm like all over the place. I've been filming all day, so I'm going on a work vacation again, and not vacation. I'm going on a work trip. I have to work the whole time. It's not a vacation, but I won't be here, and so I can't do any filming that week. I'll be gone the whole week, and so I have to like film ahead of time and then schedule it all. And so that's what I'm doing. And so my head's all over the place. Sorry. These are my favorite cards. So as I've been filming today, I've been like saving favorite cards. This one's actually from a few days ago, but it has survived. I've been pulling like relics, and this is better. Like this is a cooler card. This is Sailor Neptune riding a freaking shark. It's amazing. I love this card so much. Absolutely my favorite card right there. And then this is also amazing. It's a Bruce Lee dual relic, cut relic with embroidered pieces of his jacket, like his actual jacket. I have another relic that I got, which I forgot where I put that. Oh, here it is. Yeah, this one also is the jacket. So this is a triple relic of the jacket, but it's the sleeves, right? The sleeves have this kind of gold fabric, and so it's kind of a boring relic. So this one's not that cool. This relic from the same jacket is a dual, probably worth a lot more just because it's got the embroidered pieces on it. And so that is my second favorite card. This will probably replace that relic. It's not going to replace the shark. Sorry. What else do we got here? And then we've got the two very Disney Princess sets. So this is the older blue box set. That's this one. And then that's the newer set there, the Shine one. So we'll open a couple packs of these two, and then we'll look at the TCG. And again, it's just because like all the cards in here are fixed, right? So if you've seen the cards that are in this box, you already know what's in there. There's not going to be a surprise or anything. And so here's a CR with Aurora. And a beautiful SSR here of Mulan and I'm not sure. Is that Belle? I think that might be Belle. Okay, and then I won't sleeve these two Mulan movie cards. That's our SRs there. Mulana is one of the Disney princesses, so which is always seems strange, but she is. Moana is too. So yeah, Moana there, Disney princess. Here is, oh, that is Belle also. Okay, geez. Is this serialized? Okay, that's wild. Okay, so the card has layers to it. I don't know if you, this is a single card again. So that pack did not, it's kind of like this one. It's super rare. This is a CTR. And yeah, you can see the fireworks effects that are happening in that card. Those effects are only possible because there's like layers printed into the, so there's like two refraction layers on top of the card that are making that effect. Very cool. I don't know. I don't know if it's coming through in the camera quite right, but like look here. See how much that thing is moving? It's essentially like a lenticular lens, but instead of being a lens like this, it's refraction. But there's two of them. Nice. This is, I mean, these are like Little Mermaid and Moana are kind of my two, like probably my two favorite Disney movies right now. I don't know, that changes all the time, but those are two I really like right now. And so this card is pretty awesome too. But we are rich in Disney cards right now. Like we've done exceedingly well for just, oh, like I just picked some random packs and it seems like we got two of like top hits already. Maybe we can do it again. Who knows? Here's two more packs. These are from the Disney Shine Your Own Light. Then this is the newer set. So this set just came out, I think even this year. But it's like the continuation of that set. So here is Moana going sailing out with Hey Hey. What's in the castle? That's nice. That actually is very nice. That's a CR of Belle. And an Ariel SR. Kind of that pin-up comic book style there. But obviously they're the princesses, so we don't do actual pinups, but we got their faces. And then one more pack here. We got a Pocahontas. So yeah, Moana is sailing and Pocahontas is singing. That's probably true. Oof. Okay, yeah, that's nice. So this is a canvas print free-spirited STR of Ariel. Gorgeous card here. Yeah, and then it talks about her spirit on the back. That is awesome. And I mean, when I say canvas, you can tell the card has like a different texture to the paper. It's almost like printing on canvas. Yeah. Or vellum, it might, word probably isn't right. Manufactured paper? Artist paper? Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to say. Anyway, very cool cards. Gosh, yeah, I kind of want to keep like a few of these on the table just because they are such massive hits. But we also need to get through this box. But let's put these maybe up here for now. And then, yeah, okay, let's take a look at this now. This is kind of what we came here for today. This thing is kind of expensive. I probably, when it first came out, I think it was $30. And I remember thinking back then, like, I should buy this. This is exactly, I love this kind of stuff. It's exactly what I love. But then I didn't. And then people kept asking me to like review Lorcana. You need to look at Lorcana. It's the coolest thing. And I'm like, okay, I will someday. I promise. I'm gonna do it. And then this just kept getting more and more expensive. And then finally, I just broke down and did it. But this I think cost me basically $50. Which, yeah, for a board game that's not a lot of money, but for a fixed TCG product like this, that's a lot of money. Like a fixed TCG product should be $20, $30 because you don't have any chance of pulling a high hit, right? The reason you usually buy TCG stuff is to get the big hits. So if you don't even have a chance, it can be worth a bit less. Oh gosh, okay, I don't know how to open this. I'm gonna try using scissors, although I don't think this will actually help me at all. Maybe it will. They have a very strong glue on the side of this box. Can't sell this anymore. I wasn't planning. I'm actually planning to try and play this. That my plan is to learn this. Probably on my own because I don't think I'm with me, but. So we can try here. What a crazy, weirdly designed thing for sure. Obviously, like they've built some of the game pieces into the packaging, which is odd. Not a terrible choice, like a good choice, but it also like shows again that this Ravensburg company is like imagine what they're going through, right? They have this burn rate of having to pay Disney like all their money for licensing. Like they make, let's say they make $10 million this month and they have to pay $5 million just to Disney just for the license, right? And like that's every month. It's like that. It's never going to end, right? It's hard to get out from underneath something like that, and they're stuck under it right now. And so yeah, this kind of a thing can be a way out if it's done correctly, done well. I want to, because when this video is over, I'm gonna put this all in a proper container, probably like bags and things, just like a regular board game. These, I guess, are probably life counters, or damage counters, maybe. Oh my god, this is like all just falling out now. Okay, there. think I got everything. Oh no, there's more. There's more down here. Wow, you really need to okay, hang on. Let me pause and get these all done and then I'll come back, okay? All right, I'm back. I got them all popped out. I found them all. They're kind of like all over that box. So yeah, if you buy one of these, make sure you check the whole box. Although I don't know that you really need all these, like these little counters, right? You could keep track of it on a piece of paper or something too, or use any kind of counter you wanted. Then we've got these decks here. And so what there should be is there should be sort of 2 decks for players to use, and then one that is kind of the challenge deck to use against Ursula. Yeah, the printing on all this is super interesting. Only the victors shall unseal, claim the prize. Amazing. Okay, just like the movie. I'll open that in this video just because I mean it doesn't matter that much to me, and I'll pretend that I'll probably forget about it anyway by the time I get to playing this. So, oh, cool! It's like a whole playmat, but it's like half of a playmat. Then you use this probably to track. Yeah. Okay, very cool. Okay, yeah. So it's exactly like when you make a TCG into a single player game, you need some kind of engine. And so if you think about like a video game, right? There's always the AI that's there playing against you. You have to simulate that somehow with pieces and numbers and some sort of board, right? And so that's what these things are. They're designed to kind of help you simulate the AI of a game, but by yourself or with one other people. Yeah, and so you can see here like these rules at different lore levels, you're gonna what you draw or change is gonna change, and so the pace of the game will change too as that happens. It looks well designed. I'll learn all those rules later because I just kind of want to show you the cards today. And then yeah, I'll try this game out sometime. The way I'll play it is I'll take both decks, right, and I'll play sort of 2 players as if I was 2 people. Okay. It seems much harder to open than it should be. These are the oversized, going to be like a scenario deck, kind of. And there's the Ursula card. Actually, not a terrible card. I mean, it's got... yeah, I guess that must be what the backs look like. And then these are going to be rules. And so it shows you the things that you can do within the game world, essentially. Why don't we move this all here and put the counters on it? I don't review like board games like this often. I haven't had to do something like this in a while. Let's take a look at her deck. There's the wrapping here. It sounds like it came right from the printer. Probably did. So this is Ursula's deck. So these are probably not like tournament legal cards or anything like that, but they would be cards that work in the world of the game, right? Captain Hook. And so these would be, things that you have to defeat, basically. There's hey. Well, that's neat. I actually kind of like the Mad Hatter there. Shark. Yeah, I mean, you can see how this kind of works, right? Is you're going to pull things like this over. It's going to say you have to deal 2 damage to the high, and like these are bad things that can happen to you, and sort of just it's simulating the random elements of a video game, and I'm fascinated by concepts like this. This is exactly the same thing as the challenge decks that I was showing you in Magic the Gathering. Oh, I'm going to have to clean. I can't. This thing got so messy. I didn't realize that there's mess in there. These now feel more like real cards. These are a different stock. So they printed those as much cheaper than they print these. This feels like a proper playing card stock, whereas that feels like cardboard. And then this must be more the official back. Again, I've never actually held a Lorcana card before. But yeah, these must be like actual Lorcana cards then, you know, official, like tournament legal is what I'm trying to say, I guess. Now we've got 2 foil ones. And these are not foiled, so I think those are the only 2 foils. Which makes sense. I mean, they're not going to give you a ton of awesome cards or something in a deck like this. But they are themed. Like, there's a theme to this, obviously. It's about, yeah, Disney, you know, the Sorcerer's Apprentice theme, basically. And that's kind of nice. It could introduce you to the game. You're still playing with real cards. And then if you do end up buying some booster packs and you get some more cards, right, you can switch them into this deck. So maybe you get like a different armor card or something in a booster. You can put that in this deck, and then you can use your better cards, right, to beat Ursula. And so as you improve the cards that you have and your skill at the game, you could get better at this too. And so a big, like a huge part of TCG play at a high level is card knowledge. Knowing what all the cards that are available in the pool, right? And what they do. And knowing that without having to read them, right? When you know that, you can kind of predict what the other person's going to have. Because if they have, you know, if they have like card XYZ of, you know, this engine, you know, they also probably have the 4th card in that engine is probably in their deck too, right? Because you just know like that's part of that engine. And so you can start to predict and play better against them. Card knowledge like that can be learned by playing solo games like this, right? Because you can put into these decks cards that you would never play normally, or you can play decks that you expect to encounter in a tournament, right? We used to do that a lot when we were training for Pokemon tournaments, is we would have, you know, all the decks that we expected the other people to bring, because you'd know that, right? You know from previous tournaments what people are bringing. And then we had our decks, and then we would practice playing their decks against single player engines that we had designed. And it helped us to learn their cards, right? And so by the time we got to the tournament, often I would know how to play their deck better than they did, even though it wasn't my deck, right? And that's kind of skill is what will help you win tournaments. And so it's just another reason to think about ideas like this if you're serious about TCGs. Even if you don't, you know, you're like, I don't want to play single player games, that's lame. I play TCGs for the community aspect. Awesome. This is still a great way to train, and like you will get so much better at that community aspect by doing this. Oh, that's a nice pick of it. Dragonfire. These are cool. I'm not gonna lie. It seems like a pretty neat TCG. Although, yeah, I'm not going to learn all the rules right here, so that's not happening. But let's see now if this is random or if this is like the same for everybody, because I don't know. But the idea is you would play the game and only open this if you win it, right? And so I'm cheating a little bit by opening it early, but I just kind of, I paid a lot of money for this and I kind of want to see what's in here. So we're gonna take a look. Sort of. Maybe we're not gonna take a look. There we go, and it is a half Hexwell Crown. I don't know. I don't know enough about the TCG to know. Like this, these are rarity symbols, so that to me that looks like the mythic symbol in Magic, but I don't think this is actually like a mythic card. But let me go look it up just to see if I can figure this out, and I'll be right back. It's worth about, you know, $7 or $8. This is always the card you get, so it's always this one. I could have looked it up ahead of time and known. Yeah, and so yeah, I guess, whatever. It is what it is. But anyway, I'm gonna enjoy trying this out. I can't do it right now, but maybe I'll do another video later on once I've learned a little bit more about this. And who knows, maybe I'll get really into it and I'll build a whole deck and I'll show you the deck I built or something like that. We'll see. If you're into this and have any advice for me on this little journey, let me know. But otherwise, for now, I think, yeah, we'll end the video here and we'll move on to some other cards. And hope you enjoyed what you saw. Otherwise, have a great rest of your week. Bye bye, everybody.